Do you believe that a tiny area requires a choice between functionality and style? What if I told you that you get both from certain construction hacks? Furthermore, most people are unaware of their existence. I've discovered that cramped quarters aren't a drawback. They are riddles in need of imaginative answers. Purchasing the appropriate furnishings isn't the only way to create the greatest small space designs. I'm going to provide 12 building and design tips today that make use of unused space without compromising aesthetics. But first, if you want more design and construction tips and tricks that work in actual homes, subscribe. Small spaces are not truly understood by most people. The missed opportunities, not the magnitude, are the issue. Because we think like decorators rather than builders, every tiny place has untapped potential that is just sitting there unrealized. I'm not referring to those Pinterest tricks that claim to be revolutionary just because you hang a shoe organizer. We're delving further. These are design advancements and construction-level fixes that completely change the way your place works. I will start by fully altering your storage. You'll feel guilty for not doing it sooner because it's so easy. Disregard conventional bookcases that restrict you to specific shelf heights. You may modify your storage as your needs vary with modular shelving solutions that have completely adjustable brackets. This month's books, next month's storage bins, and ornamental items for your guests. Horizontal spreading is always inferior to vertical stacking. Choose a tall, narrow bookshelf rather than a long, low one that takes up a lot of wall space. Vertical lines provide you extra storage space and give the impression that your area is larger because your eye interprets them as height. Add pull-out sliding shelves for anything deeper than 12 inches if you want to go one step further. Deep shelves turn into voids where objects vanish. You can utilize all of that depth without having to hide and seek with your belongings thanks to sliding shelves that bring everything to you. The simplicity of number 2 is great. Although wall-mounted storage is nothing new, it's brilliant that it can be removed. The bins are made to lift off. However, the brackets are permanently mounted. Ideal for doing laundry. The entire hamper can be moved to the folding area and then put back on the wall. Suitable for recycling, storing toys, and even serving as portable cleaning tools. Families or anyone who uses their belongings rather than merely storing them would love this hack. The detachable design maintains functionality, while the wall installation conserves floor space. Only those who are building or undertaking significant improvements are eligible for the next one. But this is going to blow your head if you are. Make the most of the fact that your home is already under construction by asking your contractor about platform floors with recessed storage underneath. This isn't the root vendor your grandfather used. We're referring to streamlined, easily accessible storage that blends seamlessly with your floor. Ideal storing Christmas decorations, seasonal goods, or anything you need, but don't use often. No one will even be aware that the access panels are there because they may be made to blend in with the flooring pattern. It's quite helpful, much like having a secret basement. Although it obviously needs to be planned for during building, this offers storage without taking up any additional living space if you're remodeling anyhow. Fourth, multipurpose furniture is a topic of much discussion. Here's how to do it correctly, though. Bespoke building. Build items that excel at numerous functions, rather than purchasing furniture that tries to do everything poorly. A storage opening ottoman? Fantastic. It should be robust enough, though, so you can sit on it every day without feeling like you're sitting on a house of cards. Coffee table with secret storage spaces. Instead of designing them for random stuff that will end up as a regrettable time capsule, design them for items that you truly need to store. The secret is to consider your actual lifestyle. When your children have guests, do you need to store toys that can also be used as seating? Technology storage that conceals charging wires while keeping them accessible to avoid making your space appear like Best Buy burst. Don't build for Instagram pictures, but for your real life. Additionally, Your multi-purpose furniture should be designed to be accessible from a variety of angles. When someone sits on the incorrect side of a storage bench that only opens from one end, it loses its usefulness. However, if you design it with lift-up parts on both ends, it will work regardless of how people arrange themselves. Okay, so let's take a moment to discuss closets. I see people using the simple double rod method, but there are a lot more ways to make these areas truly functional. Let's get serious about ensuring closets function as intended, even while two-tier rods maximize hanging space and fold-down hangers aid in outfit preparation. Install shoe racks that are pull out and slide out of the closet entirely. Installing shoe storage on the floor takes up valuable space and creates a maze on your closet floor. The soft closed drawer slides for everything that pulls out are, in my opinion, a structural boost that gives the impression that everything is more expensive. Instead of feeling like garage storage, your closet begins to feel like exquisite cabinetry. No more pulling on jammed slides or slamming drawers. Look at the closet ceiling if you're truly trying to save as much room as possible. Pull-down systems, holiday decorations, summer coats, luggage, and anything else you need but don't use every day are all ideal for the area above your hanging clothing. When necessary, pull-down systems deliver it to you. Otherwise, they vanish back into the ceiling to free up room. Next, pull-down and pull-out top cabinets significantly improve storage in the kitchen and bathroom. Great for storage. High cabinets are awful for access unless you're 7 feet tall or like doing gymnastics in the kitchen. Pull-out drawers make deep cabinets usable rather than black holes where dishes disappear, while pull-down mechanisms raise the contents to counter level. This also applies to appliances. Spice racks that swing down to counter level can be pulled down. Drawers for cutting boards that protrude fully beyond the cabinet can be pulled out. Even pull-down dish storage makes regular plates easily accessible. With counter height storage, you have access to all the storage space of tall cabinets. Appropriate weight distribution is the installation trick that gives these systems a polished appearance. Low-cost pull-down mechanisms are weak and quickly break down. Purchase high-quality gear that is rated for the exact weight you are storing. Your future self will be grateful each time you reach those tall cabinets with ease. The next suggestion, which is also applicable to anyone working in construction, is one of those things that, once you see it, appears so clear. First, though, a brief statement from our sponsor. Here, we search for products that are highly efficient, user-friendly, and fulfill their promises. A heavy-duty flexi-mount blown overhead lifting machine has a 300-pound capacity. Very simple to put together. It's really beautiful. Additionally, I have access from all directions. And that saves me time, in my opinion. No using a ladder to climb. No lifting big boxes over my head to get up. Any side of this is easily accessible to me. When I'm not using it, I simply turn it up and move it out of the way. My vehicles are able to enter and exit. Additionally, I can clear my path and obtain anything I don't need right now. As simple as that. Plenty of clearance above. Additionally, it's ideal for a garage environment. It's incredibly valuable how many items you can place on here that you don't need and that you want to move out of the way. Build storage into the walls itself rather than adding furniture that takes up floor space. For example, make niches in the living room for books and collectibles that become architectural elements. Bathroom niches for toiletries that don't clog your shower and hallway. Niches for mail and keys that created a neutral drop zone. The obvious use is understair storage, but consider other unused areas as well. The wall behind a doorway is ideal for a small storage nook, but too small for furnishings. The space above a desk that might be used as a shelf for displays. Even vertical slits between studs have a surprisingly large capacity. Proper finishing is the building element that distinguishes professional from amateur. The borders of niches must be flawlessly smooth. Corners must be sharp. Additionally, the inside finish ought to blend in with the surrounding wall while also creating a minor distinction. Because of this, the niche appears purposeful and integrated, rather than like someone made a hole in the wall. Now, here's something incredibly fascinating about space division that most people don't consider. Sliding panels can serve as mobile partitions, conceal storage, or even provide privacy. As your needs change, however, create the modular panels that can be rotated, changed, or even taken out entirely. Instead of considering them permanent fixtures, consider them useful room embellishments. Provide them with integrated features that go beyond aesthetics. Magnetic surfaces for children's artwork and grocery lists. Use cork backing as a reminder or source of inspiration for pinups. For little goods, the panel itself even has built-in shallow shelf. They stop being dust-collecting visible barriers and start actively participating in the organization of your area. Alright, so this may sound dull, but lighting is really very important in small areas. Additionally, there's a single trick that transforms everything. A motion sensor LED strips give usefulness without taking up any physical space by placing them under furniture, beneath cabinets, and inside closets. Let's go beyond simple strip lights, though. Shelving with built-in recess lighting makes everything visible and creates an atmosphere that makes your room feel purposeful rather than functional. Planning the electricity during framing to conceal all the wire is the building trick that makes good construction stand out from great construction. Integrated lighting appears deliberate and expert, whereas surface-mounted strips with obvious cables shout afterthought. It's the distinction between appearing as though you developed a lighting system and as though you simply installed some lights. Think about using depth-creating accent lighting. In addition to providing task illumination, LED strips behind floating shelves produce a halo effect that gives the shelf the appearance of floating. In kitchens, under-cabinet lighting is useful for more than just food preparation. It produces lighting layers that give the room a sense of space and sophistication. You know what's very clever now? Your needs will change. Therefore, make your organizational systems adaptable. Garages are no longer the only places to use pegboards. Office pegboards with modular additions, bathroom pegboards with magnetic storage for tiny goods, and kitchen pegboards with magnetic knife strips and tool organizer. Making everything interchangeable is crucial. Magnetic panels with reconfigurable settings. Mobile pegboard attachments and systems that adjust to your need. Clutter results from static organization. Systems that are adaptable are always beneficial. Appliances for number 11 can also save space because they are now likely much larger than they need to be. Slim integral versions should be used in favor of bulkier ones. Drawers beneath a refrigerator rather than a full-size refrigerator. Microwaves positioned on the wall as opposed to large counter hogs. Dishwashers that are vertical and compact. Planning is necessary when designing the kitchen, but the space savings are significant. Additionally, integrated appliances appear pricey and customized, even though they are not. Here's something useful that I adore at the end. Constructing mobile storage for when you need it. Stackable storage and rolling carts can be moved to the desired location. Then, when you don't, vanish. However, make them lovely. Details that complement your design, matching colors, and custom finishes. A rolling cart does not have to have a functional appearance. The key to effective small space design is functional furniture that happens to move around when the correct materials and finishes are used. It has nothing to do with your square footage. It all depends on how you use it. Whatever you decide, keep in mind that tiny areas are packed with amazing possibilities. If any of these work for your tiny space, please leave a remark.